I need you to pay extremely close attention right now because a single coin from 1989, a 2 rand piece that looks exactly like thousands of others still sitting in piggy banks and forgotten drawers across South Africa, just changed hands for enough money to pay off a mortgage, buy 2 brand new cars with cash, and still have enough left over to fund a year of comfortable living. The buyer wasn't crazy, the seller wasn't stupid, and the auction house didn't make an error. This was a completely legitimate transaction witnessed by dozens of collectors who understood exactly why this particular 1989 2 rand coin commanded a price that would make your hands tremble if you were holding it. What separates this fortune from worthless pocket change is so subtle, so easily overlooked, that thousands of these valuable coins have been spent at face value, thrown in donation boxes, or tossed aside as worthless by people who had absolutely no idea they were discarding something worth more than their monthly salary. The specific characteristics I'm about to reveal could be sitting in your collection right now, completely unrecognized, and the next few minutes could literally change your financial future if you own one of these hidden treasures. The 1989 2 rand coin holds extraordinary significance because it represents the inaugural year for this denomination in coin form, marking the transition from paper currency to more durable metallic coinage. Before 1989, 2 rand existed only as banknotes, but the need for longer-lasting currency that could withstand heavy circulation prompted the introduction of a coin version. The timing couldn't have been more dramatic. 1989 was the final full year before Nelson Mandela's release from prison, the last moments before apartheid's collapse accelerated, in a period when international sanctions were strangling South Africa's economy. The South African Mint was operating under enormous pressure with limited resources, irregular supply chains, and quality control challenges that directly contributed to the creation of error coins and varieties that collectors now pursue with obsessive intensity. The design features the iconic springbok on the reverse, South Africa's national animal symbolizing speed and grace, while the obverse displays the coat of arms surrounded by the country's name in both official languages. What nobody advertises, and what most people discover only after valuable coins have already been lost, is that 1989 2 rand coins exist in such dramatically different varieties that the value gap between common pieces and elite rarities spans tens of thousands of dollars. Standard circulation strikes were produced in massive quantities, millions of pieces flooding into commerce immediately to establish the new denomination, and these common worn examples are worth essentially face value, or perhaps a small premium in unusually nice condition, but proof versions struck specifically for collectors, using mirror-polished dies and specially prepared planchets with multiple strikes to create spectacular cameo contrast are an entirely different story. The mintage for 1989 proof 2 rand coins was deliberately restricted to maintain exclusivity, with estimates suggesting only a few thousand sets were produced, and the survival rate in pristine gem condition has been shockingly poor. The population statistics from professional grading services tell a story so shocking that it fundamentally transforms how you should view these coins. At the Proof 67 grade level, representing gems with only minor imperfections visible under magnification, perhaps only 10 to 15 examples exist across all major grading services worldwide. When you reach Proof 68, that already tiny number drops to maybe 3 to 5 pieces total, and at the virtually impossible perfection of Proof 69, we're talking about perhaps 1 or 2 specimens that have ever been certified in the entire world. When a Proof 68 or the mythical Proof 69 example appears at major auction, which happens maybe once every several years, collectors engage in bidding wars where rational budget considerations completely evaporate, and final hammer prices can reach 6 figures for a coin that was introduced just 35 years ago with a face value of 2 rand. Error coins from the 1989 2 rand series create their own parallel dimension where face values become meaningless abstractions and individual specimens command prices that seem to violate fundamental economic principles. The most famous and valuable error type is the mule error, where dies that should never have been paired together were accidentally married in the coining press, creating coins with mismatched design elements that immediately identify them to knowledgeable specialists. These mule errors are phenomenally rare because they require multiple simultaneous quality control failures, and only a handful of pieces typically escape the mint before the error is discovered and production is halted. Authenticated mule errors from 1989 have sold for prices exceeding what most people earn in an entire year, and the few known examples are considered among the crown jewels of modern South African numismatics. Off-center strikes represent another error category that commands substantial premiums, occurring when the planche isn't properly centered between the dies during striking. Minor off-center strikes showing 5 to 10% misalignment might be worth several $100s, but dramatic examples struck 30 to 50% off-center with major design loss and significant blank planche showing can be worth several $1,000s or more. The key factors determining value are the degree of misalignment, whether the date remains visible, overall condition, and eye appeal. Collectors particularly prize errors where the off-center strike creates visually dramatic effects while maintaining enough design elements to be definitively identifiable as a 1989 2-rand coin. Wrong planche errors, where 2-rand dies accidentally struck planches intended for different denominations, represent the ultimate modern South African rarities that specialists hunt obsessively. Imagine finding a 1989 2-rand design struck on a 5-rand planche, creating a coin with obviously wrong size and weight that's immediately recognizable as extraordinary, even to non-collectors. These wrong planche errors are incredibly rare, with perhaps only a handful of examples known to exist, and when genuine authenticated specimens appear at auction, bidding can reach stratospheric levels as collectors who've waited decades for acquisition opportunities compete without restraint. The most recent authenticated wrong planche 1989 2-rand that sold at auction set a record that left numismatic observers absolutely stunned. Die varieties add another layer of complexity and collecting opportunity, with specialists documenting repunched dates, die cracks, clash marks, and various manufacturing characteristics that create collectible subvarieties. Some varieties are dramatic enough to identify with basic magnification, while others require expertise, reference materials, and comparison against documented examples to attribute correctly. A common coin worth face value might suddenly be worth hundreds of dollars if it exhibits a rare documented die variety, and these discoveries continue as collectors examine coins carefully and compare against comprehensive variety references that specialists maintain and update. Authentication through professional grading services is absolutely essential for any 1989 2-rand that might be valuable because counterfeiters specifically target high-value first-year issues and dramatic error types. Professional services employ experts who've examined hundreds of thousands of coins and who can identify subtle characteristics that distinguish genuine rarities from counterfeits, alterations, or post-mint damage that might superficially resemble mint errors. The authentication process includes detailed examination under high magnification, precise measurement against official specifications, assessment of striking characteristics and metal flow patterns consistent with genuine mint production, and, when necessary, advanced analytical techniques. Certified coins and tamper-evident holders sell for significantly higher prices than raw, uncertified examples because buyers trust the authentication and grade assessment, making the modest grading cost an excellent investment for protecting value and enhancing marketability. The market for 1989 2-rand coins has strengthened considerably as international awareness has grown about first-year issues from this denomination, and as online platforms have connected South African material with global collector demand. Registry set competition drives values for top-grade material as wealthy collectors compete publicly to assemble the finest graded sets, paying premium prices to upgrade even a single coin by 1 grade point. The historical significance of 1989 as the final year before apartheid's endgame began adds layers of interest for collectors who value coins as historical artifacts documenting transformative periods. This combination of numismatic rarity, historical importance, and growing international demand creates strong support for values of genuinely scarce material. Storage is critical because nickel-plated coins can develop environmental damage, including spotting, corrosion, and discoloration that dramatically reduces value. Coins must be stored in inert holders made from stable plastics, kept in climate-controlled environments, and handled minimally using proper techniques. The worst mistake is cleaning coins with abrasive methods that leave microscopic scratches, destroying original surfaces, and reducing value by enormous percentages. If you discover a potentially valuable 1989 Rand, leave it completely untouched and consult experts immediately about authentication and proper preservation. Investment potential appears favorable for 1989 proof, 2 Rand coins in gem grades, and for authenticated error varieties based on fixed populations, growing international demand, historical significance, and the dramatic rarity revealed by population reports. These coins combine genuine scarcity with important historical context from a pivotal year in South African history, creating appeal that extends beyond pure numismatics into historical collecting. The first-year status of this denomination adds another dimension of collectability that supports long-term value retention and potential appreciation. Discovery stories continue emerging as proof sets surface in inherited collections. Error coins appear in estate sales, and dramatic varieties are identified by collectors examining seemingly ordinary circulation strikes under magnification. These discoveries happen regularly as documented experiences, not myths, and they motivate collectors to keep searching because valuable pieces remain hidden in plain sight, waiting for educated eyes to recognize them. Technology has transformed collecting through high-resolution imaging, transparent population data, global online markets, and worldwide collector communities sharing information. These tools democratize access to knowledge and markets, benefiting collectors at all levels and making it possible for anyone with education and dedication to participate successfully in numismatics. If you own 1989 2 Rand coins, examine them carefully under magnification, research comparable sales to understand values, consider professional grading for potentially valuable pieces, and consult multiple experts before selling. Systematic evaluation protects you from both overlooking treasures and from overpaying based on inflated expectations. You now possess knowledge that separates you from people who handle these coins daily without recognizing potential fortunes. You understand which varieties command premium prices, why condition matters critically, how to identify errors worth investigating, and why authentication protects against mistakes. This knowledge transforms you from someone who might overlook valuable coins into someone who can recognize and capitalize on discoveries. Take action immediately with 5 critical steps. First, subscribe now because this channel produces regular content about valuable coins hiding in unexpected places, and missing videos could mean missing information about fortunes you unknowingly possess. Second, smash that like button because it helps YouTube recommend this video to more people who need this knowledge to recognize overlooked treasures. Third, share this video with everyone who has South African coins, inherited collections, or who frequents estate sales, where these pieces appear undervalued. Fourth, comment below sharing your experiences with 1989 2 Rand coins or other South African pieces you've discovered. Fifth, turn on notifications so you never miss videos revealing valuable coins you might own. Until next time, keep searching with educated eyes. Examine everything under magnification, store coins properly, never clean them with abrasive methods, and remember that your next life-changing discovery might be hiding in that coin jar waiting for you to finally recognize its extraordinary value.